In this video, we will show you the most impactful equipment to invest in to create the ultimate art print and greeting card setup for under $2,000. This is Nam from Easy Sunday Club, and we help artists and designers turn their creative daydreams into reality. My wife and I make videos covering how-tos, art business strategies, and my wife does painting tutorials, and if you're new here, please consider subscribing. We previously made a video about building a budget home greeting card business for under $500. This time around, I want to help you spend more of your money, and we have set out a budget of $2,000 to build the ultimate greeting card studio. This does not mean you have to buy every single item we go through on this list. If you want to go out and buy everything right away, great. But if you just want to buy one piece at a time or just want to buy one thing out of this list, even if you want to get it used on Craigslist or OfferUp, also great. There's no right or wrong way to do this. If anything, we just want to show you an overview of some of the really useful tools that are out there that will either make an impact on the quality of your greeting card or art print, or make a big impact on your production workflow and make you more efficient and be able to churn out more prints or greeting cards. If you want to actually learn how to make the cards, we have made other videos and we can link that in the show notes below. So let's get into it. First thing that you'll need is a scanner to scan in your art. This assumes that you're making art in a physical medium like watercolor or ink, and you want to capture these images onto a greeting card or art print. We recommend the Epson Perfection V600 color scanner for $230. In general, I'm not a huge fan of those 2-in-1 printer and scanners or those 4-in-1 printer, scanner, faxes, copiers. I instead like to get stuff that does one thing and one thing really well, and that's the Epson V600. This is a great scanner for the price. The quality is that it can scan up to 6400 by 9600 DPI, and it is able to make vivid reproductions if you print up to 17 inches by 22 inches. The scanning bed is 8.5 inches by 11.7 inches, so if you have a bigger piece of art than that, you can just scan different pieces of that art together and then stitch it together. There are complaints about the scanning software, but like with any other software, it just takes some time to figure out the quirks and the bugs. This is a scanner that we currently use, and it's been great over the past couple years. After you scan in your art, you're going to need a photo editing software to edit that art. The best in class is Adobe Photoshop, and it currently costs $21.99 a month. Now, scanning and cleaning up an image is a skill that can take some time to build. Luckily, Kathy has made a video on some tips and tricks she does to clean up her scanned watercolor art in Photoshop. I believe it's pretty applicable to all types of art, so you should definitely check it out, and the link is below. After you've cleaned up your art on your computer, you'll need a fine art printer to print it out. I always like to give two options. One is Canon and one is Epson. They are pretty much the Windows versus Mac when it comes to printers. Also, a lot of printers are on back order right now due to supply chain issues from COVID, so I want you guys to have a backup option in case one of them are sold out. For Canon, one of their best prosumer fine art printers for at-home printing is the Canon Image ProGraph Pro 300 for $900. It prints up to 13 inches by 19 inches and has 10 colors and was just released in July 2020. This is a really flexible printer, and you can do everything from greeting cards to gallery quality art prints. This printer can also print borderlessly, which means it can print up to the edges of the paper, which makes your image look really premium. The Epson equivalent is the Epson SureColor P700, and it retails for $800. This was also released in summer 2020. It has a higher print resolution than the Canon at 5760 by 1440 DPI, while the Canon resolution is 4800 by 1200 DPI. Both printers print up to 13 inches by 19 inches, and like the Canon, the Epson can also print borderlessly. The Epson also has 10 inks. There are also upgrades to this print head, which make it waste less ink when it's switching from photo black ink to matte black ink compared to its predecessor, the P600. Canon has had this technology for a while. Between these two printers, I would go with the Epson if I can find one. The print quality is better, and it's what I've used in the past. Inks will be expensive for both, and both have its own quirks and features. Sure, the Epson is $100 cheaper, but in my opinion, the price is pretty negligible because you're going to end up maybe paying a little bit more for Epson ink or vice versa. Printer companies make most of their money on the ink anyway. So my recommendation is go research both of the printers, go read the reviews and see which one you feel most comfortable with and fits your use case the most. Moving on to cardstock, with these fine art printers, you'll be able to print on thicker, more premium cardstock. Whereas another cheaper printer, you can only print on 80-pound cardstock. You'll be able to print up to 100, 110-pound cardstock. We recommend the Bright White 100-pound linen cardstock. The white background is a great blank canvas to work with. The weight is nice and thick, and the linen texture makes it feel premium. The link to this cardstock is below. If you want a deep dive about cardstock, we have already made a video about that, and it is also in the link below. The next thing that you'll need is after you print out your card, you might need to cut it or trim the paper. What we recommend is a paper trimmer. The top of the line paper trimmer is a RotoTrim Pro, and they come in different sizes. Assuming you get one of the printers I recommend, you want to get a trimmer that can handle the max paper size for that printer. So if you get a printer that prints a max size of 13 by 19 inches, you'll want the 20-inch RotoTrim Pro, which costs $276. The reason why this paper trimmer is expensive and it's top-notch is because they cut super straight and super accurately and can cut out super thin slivers of paper. It also has a self-sharpening blade, so no blade replacements are needed. I made a video reviewing our RotoTrim if you need to go on a deeper dive. With this paper trimmer, you'll be able to cut more. You'll be able to stack up 2 pieces of paper and cut them both at the same time, so this will definitely help your productivity. Next thing is a tool to help you crease your greeting card. There are a bunch of companies that have white labeled this electric creasing tool, but they usually run around $250 to $300. The reason why we recommend this electric creaser is because you can get a consistent crease and it's so easy to use. Creasing manually always drove me crazy because I would always mess up trying to make that straight line. And also I wasted tons of time in front of Netflix trying to crease hundreds of cards. With this electric creaser, you'll be able to crease hundreds of cards and all you have to do is just feed it in and you barely have to lift a finger. It's great for productivity. The link to this creaser is below, and we also have a deeper dive into this electric creaser if you're more interested in it. Next, your greeting card will need an envelope. We recommend these craft paper envelopes. They look nice and give those handmade crafty vibes. You'll also need a cellophane sleeve to protect your card when you are selling them in your booth or with your retailer. We recommend these sleeves from Unique Packing. The top is open. They don't have one of those annoying flaps that you're gonna have to seal. They are slightly larger than A2 size, so your A2 cards will actually fit in it with an envelope. They are $6.50 and come in a pack of 100. If you are selling your greeting cards from your e-commerce site, you'll also need to mail them to your customers in a 6x8 rigid mailer to protect it. We recommend Valbox's rigid mailers, which are $10.49 for a pack of 25. The next two items are tools that will help you ship your products out. One is a mail scale and the other is a mail label printer. With these things, you won't have to wait at the USPS in one of those long DMV lines. For a mail scale, we recommend the American Wayscale's digital shipping postal scale for $20.90. For a mail label printer, we recommend the Moonbin thermal label printer for $173. It prints out 4x6-inch labels using a thermal print head, which means it does it by heat and no ink is needed. If you need a cheaper option, you can go with the used refurbished Zebra LP2844, which is what we use, and we've been using it for years. They can go as low as $50, and we made a video reviewing this very product. So that's pretty much a rundown of what you need for the ultimate home stationery studio. Hopefully it doesn't max out your credit card and you can actually invest in one of these items to help improve your workflow or the quality of your greeting cards. Let us know what you think of the recommendations in the comments section below. We would love to hear from you. And remember, friends, you do not need to have everything figured out. You just need to take the next step, and in this case, it's spending a bunch of money. Thank you.